What's up, folks? The Sportsbook Killa, UFC Fight Night Seattle this Saturday. Don't miss it. Briefly, I'll go over my report card from last week. UFC Vegas 102. My strong bets were, I was 4-0, 100% on those. My strong prop bets, I was 100% on those too. It was a really good week. Well, a really good fight night, rather. I hit pretty good then. Very strong picks. Hopefully I can do it again with this fight card. This fight card is a little tricky, but I think we'll do all right. UFC Fight Night Seattle. We're gonna start with the main event, the men's bantamweight division. Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong. Henry Cejudo, former Olympic gold medalist in freestyle wrestling. Guy's good. He fights out of the orthodox stance. He has some very hard, versatile kicks, strong chin, hard to finish him, and he has phenomenal takedown defense, of course, with his wrestling pedigree. Song Yadong, he fights out of orthodox stance as well. Good takedown defense. He has good leg kicks, very good leg kicks, good takedowns, and he's a hard puncher. Only problem I had with Song Yadong, he has a low punch output. He stands there like a statue sometimes. He just doesn't throw enough punches for me. But I think he will be able to beat Cejudo. He's going to be about 4 inches taller. He has really good takedown defense. So if Cejudo attempts to use his wrestling, I think Yadong will be able to thwart that and then just force it to be a striking match, which I think Song Yadong is the better striker, no question. So I'm going with Song Yadong to win this, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop with this one. Next fight, we got Brendan Allen. Oh, yeah, we had a men's middleweight division. Brendan Allen, he's going to be fighting Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. This is going to be a fight. Brendan Allen's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He is a hard puncher with good boxing, a really good ground game, and phenomenal cardio. Well, I won't say phenomenal. He got good cardio, decent cardio, but I've seen him fade in the third round as well. But his ground game is impeccable. I mean, he submitted Paul Craig, so I don't need to say no more on that. Anthony Hernandez is almost a 3-1 favorite in this one. Anthony Hernandez, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. He's a hard, versatile striker with a great ground game, great wrestling, phenomenal takedowns, and relentless grappling. He fights out of orthodox stance. He has great cardio. And the thing about his cardio is he has great wrestling cardio. I'm going to lean Anthony Hernandez in this one because I'm not going to say he'll be the better striker here, but I'm not going to say that. I don't know. It's going to be real close who the better striker is between Anthony Hernandez and Brendan Allen. But I will say, I think Anthony Hernandez has the better grappling cardio. And I think that's what this is going to come down to. If Hernandez doesn't get caught up in some kind of submissions or something like that, I think that Anthony Hernandez will just wrestle till Brendan Allen is tired. And then maybe he'll get a submission or he'll win a decision. But I got to go with Anthony Hernandez based on that, on his ability to just constantly wrestle without getting super tired. But for anybody who wants to pick Brendan Allen as an underdog, I fully understand. Brendan Allen's a bad boy. He can fight. He can fight. And he has every ability to pull off the upset. I'm just going with Hernandez because I got to look at what I've seen in video. And I think Hernandez is going to have the stronger grappling cardio. So I'll be taking Anthony Hernandez to win. I won't do an over-under in that one. Next fight, men's featherweight division, Silva versus Melsik Baghdasaryan. Now this fight here, Silva is favored like 6-1 favorite. He has some serious KO power. He has really good takedown defense. He's a pressure fighter. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He fights with the fighting nerves. Silva's a beast. He's good. He is. Melsik Baghdasaryan, I will say this, a lot of people writing this guy off. He fights out of a southpaw stance. He has good boxing. He has good takedown defense. He has a good, strong right jab, very hard kicks, and he's a hard puncher. I don't think he's just going to roll over for Silva, but I am going to take Silva to win. I think he'll do enough to win. And I'm going to take the prop bets, 2 of them. I'm going to take the fight starts 2nd round prop, and I'm going to take the fight starts 3rd round prop with DraftKings. Next fight, we got the men's light heavyweight division. Cutelaba versus Ibo Aslan. Cutelaba, he's a former combat sambo champ. He has a strong chin. Very hard straight right hand. Good takedown defense. He's a hard puncher and he's a pressure fighter, but his ground game's rather weak. If you look at his record, he win one fight, lose two fights. Win one fight, lose three fights. There's no consistency in his winning. So Ibo Aslan is 14 wins, one loss. The guy has a strong left jab, serious KO power, a hard left hook. He fights out of the orthodox stance. He's had 14 victories, all 14 by way of knockout. He has a very strong chin and he has good takedown defense. In a fight like this, I mean, it's pretty close. They have it like, I think Ibo Aslan is like minus 175. I got to go with him. I got to go with the knockout artist here. I think he more than likely will knock out Cutelaba. Cutelaba doesn't have good cardio either. So I'm going to go with Aslan on this one, and I'm going to take the under 2.5 round prop on this one. I think we'll get an early finish in this one, maybe first or early second round. Next fight, we got the men's light heavyweight division. Alonzo Menifield versus Julius Walker. This is Julius Walker's UFC debut. Alonzo Menifield, he fights out of orthodox stance. He has serious KO power. This dude can hit. And he has a strong chin. His cardio is rather weak, though. He fades in that third round, but he has some fast hands. He can throw. Julius Walker, he's a hard puncher, too. His takedowns are weak. His ground game's weak. He fights out of the orthodox stance. I don't see much of a danger to Alonzo Menifield. Alonzo Menifield has beat up, he beat up Dustin Jacoby. So, Dustin Jacoby is like an elite kickboxer. So, Alonzo Menifield's been in there with some really good fighters and won. So, I got to bet on Alonzo Menifield in this one. Right now, he's at minus 218, meaning he's a 2-1 favorite. And I'm also going to take the under 2.5 round prop in this one. I think Menifield has a good chance of putting the UFC newcomer to sleep. So I got to go with Menifield getting this knockout over Julius Walker. And even if he doesn't, I think Menifield should beat him without a problem. Next fight, we got the men's middleweight division. Nursulton Ruziboev versus Eric McConico. Eric McConico, this is his UFC debut. Okay. Nursulton Ruziboev, he fights out of orthodox stance. He has weak takedown defense. He has a weak ground game. But I tell you what, he got a hard straight right hand. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt. The guy has punching power. And he's a good striker, really good striker. Eric McConico, he's on a 5-fight win streak, but they're against guys that I saw one guy he fought. The guy had 5 wins, 10 losses. Then another guy had like 20 wins and 12 losses. He even beat no UFC caliber talent. He beating guys that you more than likely never hear from. But he is a hard puncher fighting those guys. He fights out of southpaw stance. He looks like he had good takedown defense from what I saw. And he has some very strong, versatile head kicks. He loves to fire those head kicks. So he's good at that. I'm going to be going with Nursulton Ruziboev because he has the UFC experience. So I got to go with him. And he also has like over 40 MMA fights on his record. So I got to go with Nursulton Ruziboev on this one to win. And I'm not going to take an over-under because sometimes Ruziboev don't go in there with that killer instinct. But I think he will win, though. Next fight, we got the men's featherweight division. Andre Fili going up against Melquizael Costa. I can never pronounce that guy's first name. Andre Fili trains over at Team Alpha Male. He has one hard left hook. He switches stances often. He has okay takedowns, very versatile kicks, hard straight right hand, very hard straight right hand. If he lands it, it's money. Costa, he has some strong teep kicks. Very strong teep kicks. He's good. And he throws some really hard body kicks. He knows how to go to that body. And he fights out of southpaw stance. He's a shoot-to-box fighter. He has good boxing, really good boxing. He's a Muay Thai black belt, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. Costa and Fili, it's almost a pick-em fight. I'm going to lean Costa. I am. Because whenever I bet on Andre Fili, he seems to always find a way to mess the money up. Always find a way to mess the money up. So I'm not going to mess with Fili in this one. I got to go with Costa. And Costa, he fighting with, he looks like he wants to be in that cage and he wants to win. Even when he loses, you could tell he's giving it everything he got. I like betting on the guy that puts it all out there. He ain't taking nothing home with him. He leaving it right there in that cage that night. And I'm also going to take the over 1.5 round prop and over 2.5 round prop. Next fight. We got the men's bantamweight division. Ricky Simon versus Javid Basharat. Ricky Simon, everybody knows this guy has phenomenal wrestling. He has really good wrestling. He has issues holding people down a lot of times, though. He can't keep them down on the mat. But he is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's a hard puncher and he has good cardio. Javid Basharat, he trains over at Extreme Couture. He is a hard, versatile striker. He has a good, strong left jab. He's a pressure fighter. He has a strong chin. He likes to fight out of the orthodox stance. He has some strong body kicks, and he has a good ground game. I'm gonna be rolling with Javid Basharat in this one. I think he beats Ricky Simon. I think Ricky Simon keeps going for takedowns till he's exhausted, and then Basharat just pieces him up, picks him apart in the striking. And Ricky Simon can strike, but I think Basharat's going to be the better striker in this one. And I'm going to also take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in this one. Next fight. We got the men's middleweight division. Mansur Abdul-Malik versus Nick Klein. This is Nick Klein's UFC debut. Nick Klein has weak boxing, poor cardio, weak takedowns, and he's on a 3-fight win streak. Don't know how, but he is. Mansur Abdul-Malik. This guy's a former D1 wrestler, has serious KO power. His wrestling's phenomenal, and he has a 100% finish rate. No brainer. You got to go with Abdul-Malik in this one. He's already almost a 10-1 favorite, so he's at minus 950. I'm going to take Abdul-Malik to win this fight, and I'm also going to take the under 2.5 round prop, and I'm going to sprinkle a little sum on the under 1.5 round prop. Next fight, we got the men's light heavyweight division. Modestas Bukauskas versus Rafael Cerqueira. Sorry. Bukauskas, I like the way this guy strikes. He is a really good striker. He is. He switches stances a lot. He has really good boxing. He's a hard puncher. He has good cardio and very strong kicks. Cerqueira, he has some strong, versatile kicks. He fights out of orthodox stance. He's not very elusive, so he's almost there to hit. But he does throw some good spinning elbows and spinning back fists that land pretty good. I don't think that's going to work on Bukauskas, though. Right now, Bukauskas is a 3-1 favorite. I'm rolling with Bukauskas, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop in this one. And that'll pretty much be it for this fight card. Take your time putting your parlays together. The best advice I could give you guys on your parlays is write them down before you get to the window. Write them down before you get to the machine. Write them down, because you don't want to get stuck with one guy in 5 or 6 different parlays and then he loses. So if you have them written down, you can go over them, see who's in your parlays too much, and take them out. Put somebody else in there, mix it up, so you have a better chance at hitting and hitting good. Good luck this weekend, folks.